Welcome back, my beautiful people. Today, we're going to be diving into something that could potentially reshape how we travel and, if you're a short term rental operator, how you host on Airbnb. Now, what I'm going to talk about and I'm going to dive deep into is what Airbnb released during their summer release. I've already talked about all the releases, but I'm going to be really specific because, as I mentioned in my last video, I talked about how I am giving Airbnb credit for their innovation, but more so, in my opinion, I believe Airbnb is making a big, bold move by turning their app into an AI-powered travel concierge. Now, I've been talking about AI generated travel. I've been talking about how AI is going to affect the travel industry, and Airbnb has taken that a step further. And in my opinion, and I'm going to touch on this a little bit later on in this video, but in my opinion, I want to talk about their new travel concierge. So, but before I get into all that, let's backtrack a little bit. Now, if you are an Airbnb user, then you might remember that Airbnb has asked you to fill out um, your profile. You know, they did ask all of us to pick a few interests. So what they did isn't random. In fact, Airbnb, unbeknownst to me, because I have been complaining about Airbnb's lack of innovation for several years, but unbeknownst to me, they have been playing the long game. They have quietly been collecting data to power their next phase. So let's break it down. What's new, what's good, what may be a little creepy, and whether or not I think it will actually work. So and let me just recap for those that are not aware. And if you're not aware, it's because you're not subscribed to this channel and you're not following me. So I'm going to ask you to subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. Like this video, hit that notification bell so you can stay on top of everything related to travel, to short-term rental, and the business of hospitality. And also, I'm going to ask you a big, big, big favor, and that is that not only hit that like button on any video you watch from me, but if you watch any video, even if you're not going to watch the entire video, please do me a favor and just comment. You can comment something positive, something negative. I don't care, but I want you to at least comment. You can say hi, mention who you are, where you're from, and I will reply to you. But the idea here is that I need people to start commenting on my video because it really does help that algorithm. So um, let's take it back. Now I lost my train of thought here because where did I leave off? Oh, okay. So let me retract of what I'm talking about here. If you're not aware, Airbnb dropped and announced that they are evolving the app into more than just a booking platform. What they have created is what they're referring to as a smart travel assistant. Think about it or consider it like a digital concierge that knows your likes, knows your travel style, even your group's dynamic, right? So now when you book a place, the app will curate a special or suggest an itinerary just for you. Everything from the check-in information to the local experience to services that you don't even know you need. That's how powerful this app, or that's how powerful the potential of this app is. It it is it's adapted based on your location, who you're traveling with, and your past experiences with the app. The app will welcome you when you arrive, will make recommendations to things to do in real time. And it's like having a guide in your pocket, right? Um, and with you every step of the way. That's how powerful this app can be. Let me adjust this camera a little because I think it's okay. This app can be. Now, the key here is that this isn't magic, right? It's all about data, and every company from Amazon to Facebook to Twitter or X, they are all data driven. Data is the new gold, in my opinion, right? Um, and every company is looking for data. And Airbnb, for the last couple of years, has been collecting data and lots of it, right? That's why Airbnb has been encouraging users to complete their profile, as I mentioned, and also to answer questions that at the time may have seemed random. Like, well, I remember one of the questions was, "What are you obsessed with?" Right? Or another question that I remember is, "Pick your top 20 interests." Right? Like I said, at the time, I really didn't understand why they were asking me this stuff, and I should have looked and I should have known. But in reality, what they were doing was a big data grab, in a strategic way, right? They had been strategizing this for quite some time, and again, when it was announced, I was pleasantly surprised of what they were doing. Now, every every booking you made, every experience you joined, or every preference you selected when you were in the app, all have trained the new Airbnb AI to get smarter and more personal with its recommendation. Now, the caveat here is what I just mentioned. If you're new to Airbnb, they're not going to be able to provide you the, a an ideal itinerary for you. They're going to suggest something. Obviously, it's a business, but it's not going to be as unique to you as it would be to me that I've been using the platform for many years, and I'm an active user, right? Because the more you use it, the more information you input about you into this AI tool, the better it's going to work. It's that's just a fact, and um, so here's the big thing though, because it's more to this. Airbnb is also introducing a social twist to this. Um, let's say you book a group experience or a booking for a group in the last couple of years. You, going forward, you're now going to be able to see who else has signed up, meaning if you have an entire group who signed up already, you're going to see or be able to view their profile. You're going to be able to message them and even share photos and videos right inside the Airbnb app. It's like travel meeting Facebook, meeting a dating app, right? Um, and and again, what Airbnb is doing here is not new. Facebook, as I mentioned, is the pioneer in this. They have face because of Facebook, many companies like Airbnb, like Uber, like Amazon, they have taken this social dynamic aspect of it and the idea of collecting data to the next level, right? So uh, this enhanced feature that they have created, again, will allow you to message your friends. You'll be able to talk to them. The idea is really to enhance future recommendation based on your social connections and or interactions with people. It's really bold, but it's also definitely has raised some eyebrows. And let me give you some of the pros and cons before I really get into the cons and why some people are raising their eyebrow to this, right? So the first, I'm going to go through the cons because I think this is the fastest way. And then we'll go into, the pros, and then we'll go into the cons. The pro, obviously, as I mentioned throughout this video, is that the app, when they have a user that uses it regularly, is going to be able to hyper personalize an experience, which will equal a better trip, right? Or a better trip experience. Excuse me. And it's going to be able to provide real-time suggestions that can help guests feel like they're actually being guided or connected to some local, right? If you're a host, you're going to have the ability to do better upsells and provide services that you currently may be providing off platform. You're going to be able to do it on platform. And then, as I talked about already, the social interaction with it. Now, those are the pros. The cons, and I'm going to get right into the first one that I'm sure a lot of you already are are thinking about it or considering it, and that's the privacy concern. Now, I'm gonna go on a rant here for a little bit because as a short-term rental operator that requires guests to pre-register and to send us a copy of the credit card that they use to book on Airbnb so we can confirm that the person we're renting to is the person that actually booked it and is responsible financially. This is a pet peeve of mine. And this is the rant, right? There's a lot of you that are really ignorant when it comes to privacy, right? Because, and I say that for this reason, the people that tell me, oh, I want to protect my privacy or I want to protect my data, when they tell me that, and I've done this a couple of times, I immediately go search them on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or LinkedIn, and I find them like that, and all their personal information's on there. What they eat, where they go party. I mean, everything they have, all their personal stuff is on social media. So I laugh and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Secondly, if you shop on Amazon, there is no privacy. Amazon is the biggest data collecting company out there. And if you shop on Amazon, and the majority of us do in today's day and age, you're freely given that information. And lastly, if you're not aware, hackers have already hacked and obtained your information because just about every major company, every Comcast, T-Mobile, Social Security numbers have all been hacked. All that data's out there. So, and anywhere we walk, especially if you go to any major city, you're being recorded. So for those people that have privacy concerns, please be realistic. Just anyways, let me get back on track because that one really annoys me. But here's another con. It could be over person. The app could over personalize something and make you feel that you're being manipulated. And I'm here to tell you, you're 100% are being manipulated. And the app is going to provide you or make suggestions on places, things, services, etc. That's within their network. If it's not within their network, they're not going to make that suggestion. Hence why I always tell people, if you're traveling, man, I highly recommend you use a travel advisor. They're truly going to give you the best travel experience at the lowest price possible. AI is great, and AI is going to be able to personalize that itinerary. But the places they're going to recommend are places that are going to be within their network. I'm going to give you, for example, if you decide that you want a chef, they're going to provide you a chef within their network that you can easily find off platform for probably half the price. Just keep that in mind, right? And the last con for hosts, it could mean that you need to cater more to Airbnb's algorithm than ever before. Now, this is a subject for a completely other video, but I'm going to quickly say this about this component. Back in the day, there was ways that you can hack the algorithm to show up on the first page. Today, not the case. So the only way, or the majority of people are going to show up on someone's suggestion or suggested list only if your property matches them. If it doesn't match what the algorithm believes they're looking for, you're not going to show up. So going forward, stop trying to hack or do whatever try to hack the system to show up in that first page, because you're not going to be able to do it. Now your property has to be a match for the person doing the searching. All right, now here is a question that you may be asking, because it's a question that I asked, and based on Airbnb's track record, is this: will this actually move the needle? Will this new app, this new services that Airbnb is providing, will it actually help Airbnb grow as a business? As we know, demand for short-term rental is higher than ever before, but Airbnb's profits are not, and their growth isn't. Why? Because there's a lot more competition today, right? Booking, Verbal, other OTAs are closely or quickly closing in on that piece of the pie in the short-term rental market. Uh, Airbnb in the U.S. and North America is still number one, but they're not number one in Europe. And again, in the U.S., Verbal is making a big push. Booking.com is making a big push to get a bigger piece of the pie. So Airbnb needs to figure out a way to continue to grow without necessarily getting more reservations. They need to, and this is why I said before they were going to go vertical. And if you're a business owner, whether it's if you're any business owner, your goal is always to do two things: grow and innovate. You cannot stay stagnant. Those companies that don't grow are going to die quickly. If you don't innovate, you can't grow. And this is why I'm saluting Airbnb for at least making the attempt to grow. Now, my prediction is that this new AI tool, this new easier to use app from a guest perspective will help Airbnb grow, but only if Airbnb stays transparent and respects some of the boundaries within their guest, host, and clients, right? Now, travelers want convenience. They want personalization. But as I've already talked about, there's a lot of people out there that don't want to feel like they're being watched, even though they are being watched, which is, again, I don't want to get on that rant. It really bugs me. But they don't want to feel like that, right? So Airbnb really needs to find that balance that could change how we explore cities, meet people, find those off the beaten path experiences, locations, and short-term rentals. And for hosts, this is a huge opportunity. Again, if you follow this channel, I'm going to remind you, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, and more importantly, comment. I've been talking about where this industry is headed, right? I don't think that if you're getting into the game, I don't think it's a good idea to get into the game in a major city today. It's going to be a little bit more difficult. The only way I recommend you get into the game in a major city is if you already A, own the property, and B, you team up with a company like mine that could help you maximize your revenue, because the competition is fierce, and you really need to know what you're doing in order to succeed. Now, having said that, here's where the opportunity is. The opportunity is anywhere off the beaten path, right? Rural areas. I'm a big fan right now of buying rural land that has some type of local attraction. When I say local attraction, here's what I mean, right? Can you create a view for the person? Meaning, buying land with a creek, a lake, on a mountain that has a view of the valley. You have to have a view. And then secondly, buying land that you can create experiences. I'm going to use my vineyard as an example. That vineyard, I believe, is going to be a huge success for the reasons I just mentioned. If you stay in any one of either the cottage, the Barn Bliss, which is the barn convention we did, and the Geodome, if you stay there, you're going to have some beautiful views. In addition to that, we are creating special experiences. It's a vineyard, people. You're going to have the ability to taste wines, do some wine tasting. We have an orchard, right? We have apples, different types of apples, oranges, peaches, plums. And the way we created the orchard is through a maze. So you're going to be able to walk, go with your significant other, because the idea is to go with a couple, right? Uh, uh, do some romantic walks to there. As you're walking, you can pick some fruit. Um, Again, there's going to be mountain bikes. There's going to be ATV trails, horseback riding, archery. We're creating a phenomenal couples retreat for individuals. That's what I mean. That's the play going forward. Highly recommend that if you get into the game, you do that. And now with this new Airbnb app and experience that they're trying to create, it's going to be a home run, people. So it also means that you as an operator and your listing, you have to put up people. You have to go beyond the standard anymore. You have to really create a smart ecosystem within your business in order to succeed. Because at the end of the day, Airbnb wants, as I mentioned before, at the end of the day, it is Airbnb is a business, and they're going to do everything they can to grow their business. I just applauded them for their innovations, but they're going to do everything they can in the best interest of Airbnb. You should be doing everything you can in the best interest of your business. Airbnb wants to be more than just a place where people sleep. They want to be your travel assistant, your social hub, your memory maker. That's what I want my guests or my team to do, to be memory makers for our guests. And whether you love or hate Airbnb, the future of this is here. It's not going anywhere. It is hugely data driven. Again, if you follow this channel, you heard me say this over and over and over again. You have to run your business based on data. So you have to be constantly collecting that data. You know, um, so I'm going to ask you this question so I can help you and you can help everyone else on this platform. And let's get engaged here. Tell me, what do you think of the new Airbnb app? Tell me whether or not you think this is going to help Airbnb grow and succeed in the long run. Uh, Tell me if you think this is too invasive. Tell me if you think you don't like it because your privacy is being invaded, right? Just drop that in the comment. Thank you for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.